All right, today we continue the conversation about circles and we take it one step higher and we're going to talk about how to calculate the area of a circle. So we have already studied area and we know that area is how much space is contained within a two-dimensional figure and we measure it in square units. So today we're going to specifically learn how to calculate how to find the area of a circle, and we're going to look at how to find the area of a semicircle, which you're going to find is going to be very easy because we're just looking at semicircle, which is a half of a circle. So as long as we're okay with how to calculate the area of a circle, the semicircle should be no problem. So let's get right into our lesson. So the first point that we start at with is going to be the formula for the area of a circle. I apologize for tripping up my words there. So the area of a circle equals the product of pi and the square of its radius. So we have the formula as A equals pi r squared, or in other words, A equals pi multiplied by r multiplied by r. So when you see the formula A equals pi r squared, we've written this r multiplied by r in exponential form to simplify the formula. But if it is easier for you to remember that it's area equals pi times r, then if that works for you, then definitely do that instead so that you don't get the problems incorrect. All right, so let's use this formula. So I would recommend for these problems that you always write the formula down until you get comfortable with it. Find the area of the circle. We know that area equals pi r squared, and we're using 3.14 for pi. So I'm going to go right to area equals 3.14 times 4 squared, which again, when I simplify that, that's area equals 3.14 times 4 times 4. So that's going to be 3.14 times 16. So go ahead and try that in your calculators. 3.14 times 4 times 4, or 3.14 times 16. We get area equals 50.24. Since this is an area, our unit is going to be centimeters squared because we're trying to see how many square centimeters we could fit into this circle here. All right, let's try another one. Find the area of a circle with a radius of 7 meters. So I would pause the video if I were you here and try to calculate this one. I'm going to draw the circle. If you don't want to pause, you could start calculating as I draw the circle. But I've got a circle, radius 7 meters. So I know I can jump right to the formula. Area equals pi r squared. Area equals 3.14 times 7 squared. Or area equals 3.14 times 7 times 7. So here's where I can grab my calculator now. 3.14 times 7 times 7. I'm going to get 153.86. Since it did not ask me to round, I'm going to leave it as is, put my units on, meters squared. I hope that's what you got if you paused the video and tried to work ahead of me. So let's keep working with this. Example 3. Find the area covered by the fountain, use 3.14 for pi, and round to the nearest tenth if necessary. Well, here I'm not given the radius. I'm actually given the diameter. Okay, so we need to figure out what the radius is. So we're going to have to think back to yesterday. How do I figure out what the radius is when I know the diameter? That's right, so you take half the diameter. So I want to know, so I know that radius is going to equal to 5.2 divided by 2. I want to know what that is. 5.2 divided by 2, that's right, that's 2.6. So I know my radius is 2.6 meters. So now let's calculate my area. So I know area equals pi r squared. So in our case, area is going to equal 3.14 times 2.6 squared. And that's going to mean that area is going to equal to 3.14 times 2.6 times 2.6. So when I throw that in my calculator, I get area equals 21.2264, but I know I need to round that to the 10th place, so my final answer is going to be 21.2 square meters. Final answer. Okay? All right, one more example and then we'll get to the problem of the day. Example 4. Find the area of the semicircle. Use 3.14 for pi and round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So this problem right here, you can actually pause and try to do without me if you have an idea of what to do with the semicircle. Otherwise, let's talk about this. A semicircle. Anytime I see the word semi, I know I'm thinking of what fraction of the object. I hope you're thinking 1/2. So if I knew what the area of this entire circle was, what would I have to do to figure out what the semicircle's area was? That's right, I would just divide it by 2. So let's first figure out how we're going to go about getting the area. Well, I know what the diameter is. Need to figure out what the radius is. So my radius is going to be 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5. So I know my radius is 4.5 centimeters. So that's my first part. I know my area of a circle is calculated with pi r squared. So my area of the whole circle would be 3.14 times 4.5 squared. So that would be area equals 3.14 times 4.5 times 4.5, which we know that that's going to be, give you a second to calculate, 63.585, but I'm not done because I want just half of the circle. So my final answer will be found when I divide 63.585 by 2, which is 31.7925, but I'm rounding to the 10th, so it rounds up to 31.8 centimeters squared. Okay, now your assignment for tomorrow is the problem of the day. You're going to find the area of each of these circles here, radius 5, diameter 12, and then semicircle, diameter 12. You should be able to use your work from this problem of the day to get the answer for this problem of the day. All right, so good luck, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.